The map that hid a love story, how sailors encoded forbidden messages, reached a specific moment that almost never makes it into the official account. In the spring of 1776, a young sailor named Thomas Mercer stood at the edge of a creaking ship, the HMS Horizon, as it bobbed on the waves of the Atlantic Ocean. The salty breeze whipped through his dark hair, but his heart was somewhere far from the tumultuous sea. It rested in the quaint village of Faversham, nestled in the rolling hills of England, where the girl he loved, Eleanor, awaited his return with a longing that matched his own. Each night, as the ship rocked beneath a canopy of stars, Thomas would pull out a tattered piece of parchment. The surface held not just navigational charts, but a secret, a love coded in ink, a language that only he and Eleanor understood. A simple X marked Faversham, but around it, Thomas had crafted an elaborate code, intertwining the coordinates of their dreams with the contours of his heart. He'd draw spirals and dots, each a symbol representing their shared moments beneath the ancient oak tree, where they'd carved their initials into its bark. But the world around Thomas was far from romantic. The ship was manned by men hardened by war and duty, and whispers of mutiny rippled through the crew. They were restless, burdened by the weight of their mission, to deliver vital supplies to a beleaguered colony across the ocean. Yet all Thomas could think of were the letters he'd never send. Eleanor's laughter haunted him like a siren's call, pulling him back to the life he yearned for, away from the chaos of naval warfare. One night, while the moonlight poured silver across the deck, a shadow slipped into Thomas's little corner. It was Jack, his friend and a fellow sailor with a knack for mischief. Jack leaned closer, his breath warm against the chill of the night. "You can't keep this up forever, mate. You know they're watching us." His eyes flickered nervously toward the stern, where the ship's captain, a stern man named Captain Whitmore, often prowled, searching for signs of disloyalty. "Just a few more weeks," Thomas replied, a tremor of hope in his voice. "Once we reach the colonies, I can send her a message." But inside he felt the gnawing insecurity. The captain was not a man to take risks lightly. Any hint of treachery, any sign of weakness, could spell disaster for the crew. Days turned into weeks, and as the horizon sailed further into the unknown, the winds grew tempestuous. A storm descended upon them, and the ship heaved under the force of nature. Thunder rumbled above, echoing Thomas's fears. In the chaos, Jack grabbed Thomas's arm. "We can't let this storm take our dreams. If we're to survive, we need to take a stand." The crew fought bravely against the elements, but the storm was merciless, tossing the ship like a toy. Amid the screams and the crashing waves, Thomas glimpsed the captain, his face twisted with fury and desperation. Perhaps it was the violence of the moment, or the wild hope of a future that fueled him, but Thomas felt a spark ignite within him. "We have to do something," he shouted over the storm, rallying the men. "For Faversham, for our loves, let's show Captain Whitmore we are more than just soldiers." With newfound determination, the crew banded together. They worked as one entity, pulling ropes and adjusting sails, each man's actions a testament to their dreams waiting ashore. As dawn broke, the storm subsided, revealing a battered but steadfast horizon. Exhausted and battered but alive, they turned to their captain for approval. Whitmore's eyes softened for a moment, and he nodded with a begrudging respect. Once the ship reached the colonies, Thomas finally had the chance to send Eleanor a message, a well-guarded secret sent through a trusted merchant. He carefully folded the parchment, the coded language flowing from his pen like a melody, each stroke infused with the warmth of his love. A week passed, stretching like an eternity, until finally he received a reply. It was not a letter but a map, a piece of parchment torn from a greater whole, and Thomas's heart raced with recognition. In the corner, an X marked a place near Faversham, and beneath that a single word: soon. But then the conflict escalated. Rumors of betrayal circulated through the ranks, like wildfire. The captain's suspicions turned to paranoia, and one fateful night, as the men gathered around the lantern's flickering light, He cornered Thomas. "What have you been scribbling, Mercer? Is your heart still tethered to that girl back home?" Fear coursed through Thomas as he realized the captain had seen the coded letters, the hints of a love that could jeopardize their mission. "It's nothing, Captain," he stammered. But even as he spoke, doubt flickered in the captain's eyes. "You're all daydreaming in the midst of war. If you're not fully committed to this cause, then you are no better than a traitor." A heavy silence fell over the crew as they awaited the captain's decision. In that moment, Thomas understood the stakes. Silence could mean the end of his love story, and perhaps even his life. With the courage born from desperation, he stepped forward, his voice rising above the tension. "Let us fight together for a brighter future." The captain paused, and the crew held their breath. In that charged moment, something shifted. The captain's hardened demeanor softened, and he saw the raw determination etched on each man's face. "Very well, Mercer. We will take this mission together. But know this, every man's heart must be in it, or we shall fail." Days turned to weeks as they fortified their resolve in brave, treacherous waters. The horizon burned with sunset hues, and each evening Thomas would sneak away to study the stars, hoping to find his own guiding light back to Faversham. When the time finally came to return, the ship felt different, lighter, as if the weight of their shared struggles had forged them into something stronger. Finally, at the break of dawn, the ship anchored near familiar shores. Thomas's heart raced as he leaped onto the land, searching the faces of villagers until he spotted her. Eleanor stood at the edge of the dock, her auburn hair catching the golden light, and in that moment the world around them faded into a blur. They ran to each other, collapsing in a whirlwind of laughter and tears. The secret maps, the coded letters, all the dangers they had faced melted away in the warmth of their embrace. As they stood together, Thomas realized that the real treasure was not buried in the earth, but found in the connections they forged along the way. In Faversham, amid the joy of their reunion, the letters would be rewritten not in code, but in the language of love, echoing through the hills where they would carve new dreams together, forever entwined. Which part changed how you read this?